What's up, everyone? Good evening. Welcome to this week's Tuesday stream here on my Disney World Fix. We are live today. Well, we're home again. The park is still closed. I'm so sad, so disappointed. But, it's life. It is our life right now. It is unfortunate. But we're here. We're ready to go. And tonight we actually have something new. We have something special and exciting tonight. Let me refresh my chat on my phone. We're going to be doing a... Oh, we don't need that echo. Not bad. We're going to be doing an interview with my mods over the next several weeks. And tonight we're going to be interviewing Chase Ross, one of the newer mods on the team. And we're going to have a good time tonight, but we're going to open with the Q&A. So let's see who we got in the chat. We've got Samantha in the chat, Tiny Human Adventures, Elizabeth C., Taylor. What is up, everyone? And Jeff is here too. So guys, if you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon so you know when I go live or post new videos in the future. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. And make sure as well, if you feel so inclined, you can donate two ways now. You can donate via Super Chat, hitting that $sign down there in the bottom right in the chat window, or you can go to paypal.me/MyDisneyWorldFix. Thank you to all who do. Now we got Kim Stolworthy here, Carrie C, David SC, Devin in South Carolina, Carrie C. I think I already said your name. What up, everyone? So guys, we're going to start out tonight's stream with the Q&A. So, why dawdle? Let's jump right into it. Who's got the first question this week? Hey, Tariq. Chase, being the good mod he is, he's standing on standby for the interview, but he's still mod. Hey, Menu Rager. So let's not wait, guys. Who's got a question this week? Hey, Christopher. I'm sure we can get Chase to post his social media stuff when we get to the point of the stream with him. Aaron, your sound is popping and breaking up. Okay, that's probably my head. All right, guys, let me do a change of headphones here real quick. I will be right back. Well, is that any better? Hopefully that's better. I've been thinking that these headphones are on their last day. Less leg. Are they really? Something is loose. Yeah, this computer is old, guys. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot that I can do. Still popping on my side. Well, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot I can do. It is bad. Well, unfortunately, this is what we're stuck with because I can't do a whole lot more than this. Still popping here. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. I blame this. This computer's old. It needs to be replaced. Hey, Bree. All right. Anyway, let's make do with it. Hopefully, I can fix it for the next one. But for now, let's do what we can. Who's got the first question this week? Yeah, do me a favor. Pause the stream on your computer. Yeah. So it's not eating the bandwidth. What new in the last couple of weeks? Lots and lots of YouTube. Let's see. Let's focus on this one right here.
Talk to your dad, Chris.
What I've been doing the last couple of weeks, I've just been sitting at home watching a lot of YouTube. I have not been torturing my dad. Just not doing the things I should. I've been watching a lot of YouTube instead of, catching up on things that I should be doing, like laundry. So I gotta fix this. I gotta start doing what I should be doing. Let's see, have I seen the Imagineering story? I have seen the Imagineering story, and I love it. I wish they would do a season 2. So I'm hoping they do a season 2, but we'll. All right, guys. Next question. Who's got it? Yeah, it's probably. I'll be honest, guys. It's probably just my computer being as slow as it is. Fortunately, there's nothing I can do about it until I can replace the damn thing. Close that. Close some unnecessary. Unnecessary eating of the bandwidth. Okay. Let's see. Favorite Walt Disney fact. I don't. Hold on. Favorite Walt Disney fact. I think it's the fact that Mickey wasn't his original creation. That's definitely one that I like. Hey, Elle, how are you doing? All right, guys. Who's got the next one? Mickey wasn't even his original creation. It was literally. When do I think Disney World will reopen? I'm still betting. I'm still hedging my bet from mid-May, from mid-April to mid-May. That's what I'm still hedging my bet on. Question machine. Ace. Do you love Oswald Ray? I'll be honest, I've never seen an Oswald short. Where are my ears for Wear Your Ears Day? That's a good point. I need to go get my ears. As a brain full of facts. Well, I'd like to think that. Hey, Wishes. Yeah, let me go get my ears. Hold on. I haven't worn ears I haven't worn ears in so long, but we need ears. Do you have a fact that we don't know? Let's see. I would place my bet that most of y'all don't know that Epcot has utilidors as well. Hey, resort budgeting. These were actually a gift to me, so they're not cargo ears. I need my cargo ears, but they're so nice. I love my ears. What are you talking about? Have you ever done any of the Disney tours? No. I really want to do Keys of the Kingdom tour. That's like the one that I want to do the most. Kim, they do not go under the whole park. They're only underneath, well, interventions, which obviously West doesn't exist anymore. So when you're looking down into the construction area, you see this concrete floor where the demolished portion of the Interventions West was. That's the ceiling of the utilidors. Thanks, Ivan. Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios do not have utilidors. Hey, Griswold, how you doing tonight? So guys, make sure you smash that like button and sharing out the stream. We're lagging a little bit. The sound's popping, but we're rolling with it because I ain't got no other choice. So let's at least have fun with it, guys. All right, guys, who's got the next question in our Q&A here? It has gotten better. That's good. I know I did pause a lot of the repeats of the stream that we're playing throughout the house, so hopefully that freed up some bandwidth. I'm supposed to have enough bandwidth to be able to do this. What is my favorite Animal Kingdom? I'm a little biased here, but can I say the gator? The American alligator that they had there, because go Florida Gators. Where's Andrea at? She'll back me up. What is my favorite Disney merch collection so far? Hands down, the ink and paint has been my favorite. Top 5 favorite Disney movies. In no particular order. Saving Mr. Banks. Lilo and Stitch. Let's see. Moana. Little Mermaid, and let's see, one more that I would put in the top 5. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, Andrew, you'll back me up. Go Gators, right? What is my favorite ride? At overall, all the parks, it's Splash Mountain. But each individual park has its own favorite too. Like Magic Kingdom, obviously, it's going to be Splash Mountain since it's my favorite overall. Hollywood Studios, my favorite is probably Slinky. I mean, I'm wearing Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway tonight, and I love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but I don't know if I would put it as my favorite at that park. It's still a little new, though. Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom, and at Epcot is probably Test Track. What was your favorite DCOM? DCOM. Samantha, what do you mean? Am I missing the acronym there? All right, guys, we still got 14 minutes left here. Keep the questions coming. We like this part. This is one of my favorite parts of the week. Old or new Test Track? Test Track 1.0, hands down. It actually had a story. Favorite snack? Pretzel, Mickey ice cream? It's a Mickey pretzel. Disney Channel original movie. I don't know if I've seen any Disney Channel original movie. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Do me a favor, Samantha. Ask me that one again next week so I can look up what a list of them, because I don't know off the top of my head. David, I did. There are what they call utility corridors at both Magic Kingdom and Epcot. This is so the cast members can move around out of sight throughout the park. Now, Magic Kingdom has them. They're the most extensive. They go all over the park. So when you're at the park, the utility are on ground level. So when you're in the park, you're actually on level 2, the second floor. Because, Florida's low water table, or high water table, however you want to put it. Because we're so close to sea level, they couldn't put it underground. So the utility are on the first floor, and the park is on the second floor. And they're the most extensive at Magic Kingdom. They go throughout the entire park. At Epcot, however, same thing, but they're only in the Interventions area, which is that opening area, which is currently closed for the overhaul. Just saw Mulan again, so good. I really need to watch Mulan. I miss living in Dis's stream of it yesterday morning. All right, guys. Which Mulan? Is the live action Mulan on available yet? I don't think it's available yet, is it? Yeah, that's what I thought. The cartoon. Yeah, I didn't think the live action one was available yet. Top 5 Disney princesses. Man, you're really putting me on the spot. Well, I can tell you hands down, my top princess is Ariel. Ariel's my favorite. But let's see, who else would I put in the top 5? The rest of them in no particular order. Would be Belle. I like Rapunzel, like Tiana. And Snow White, because she's the original. There is the Mulan too. I actually kind of like Mulan too. A lot of people hate it. If you can get past the opening number, the rest of the movie is pretty decent. Looking forward to the new Mulan. I really am. What is your favorite non-Disney franchise? Back to the Future. I would quote one of my favorite lines, but it swears. So, yeah. Cutest Prince. How do I even answer that? Prince Eric? I don't know. Wait, does Flynn qualify as a prince? You broke my smolder. You are. I'll give you that, Michelle. You are. I was supposed to ask you. Kim says, can she say Thor? Flynn is a bad boy. You broke my smolder. That's true, he does. Wait, does he ever actually canonically marry Princess Rapunzel? I know they got engaged. $9.99 super sticker from Reese. Thank you so much for this super sticker there, Reese. The blue eyes and the dimples. I mean, I got blue eyes myself, but yeah. My favorite non-Disney franchise is Bond, James Bond. But Thor's not a prince, though, is he? He's a what is he? A god or a demigod? All right, guys, I got to take these off. They're hurting my head. But I did wear my ears for a little bit. Technically, Flynn Rider, aka Eugene Fitzherbert, is a prince because he married Rapunzel. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen the Penguin series yet. I need to watch that. No worries about spoiler for me. There's a short of their wedding the next week. Oh my gosh, how did I miss this? He was a prince, now king of Asgard. Oh. This is how much I pay attention. Thor wins. Alright. We all love Thor, apparently. Except me, I'm not an MCU guy. No, I'm not an MCU person. I've watched a couple of the MCU movies here and there, but I've not seen them all by a long shot. I think the last one I saw when it was new was Spider-Man Homecoming. Get on my Tangle side. I know I need to. All right, who's got the next question here? I'm quite a fan of the Beast, Prince Adam. Hey, Reese, you got it. Can we do a movie night with Marvel? We might be able to. Depends on how long the closures last, because I got a list right now. A movie that you have not seen that is next on your watch list. Onward. I'm probably going to be watching that Thursday night. $3 super sticker from Elizabeth C. Thanks for the super sticker, Elizabeth. So I'll go ahead and talk about this really quickly. And our next movie on our watch night list is we're watching movie Saturday night. We're not watching one tonight, but we're watching one Saturday night after trivia, and we'll be watching The Lion King, the 1994 animated version. Traditional animated version, I should say. Is Homework coming to Disney Plus this week? I believe Friday it does. But I'm going to be buying the digital copy of it because I just want to support Disney during this trying time. Elle says, nope, can't do Lion King. Uh-oh. Why not Lion King? Everything seems to have. That's terrible. All right, guys. Got about 3.5 minutes here in tonight's Q&A. Who's got the next one? Lion King causes me emotional distress. The whole. You said you would never meet. Oh, I can see that. Sorry, Elle. Favorite Star Wars character? I think I have touched on this before, but I'm going to do it again. My favorite Star Wars character is Anakin / Darth Vader because I love his character arc from this innocent boy to this over-trying young adult to this young adult desperate to save the people he loves to his fall to his ultimate redemption trying to save his son. I just love his overall story arc. It's a tragedy, and I think it's a good tragedy. One thing I didn't like about live action Beauty and the Beast is that they had an opportunity to give Prince Adam his name, and they never did it. They just said Beast with Master. Yeah, that's the thing is that his name, Prince Adam, is just it's. I guess it would be on level with fan fiction at this point because it's not canon. It has never been directly given to him anywhere in official Disney stuff. Favorite droid? R2. I like his spunk. R2-D2, where are you? Anyone who gives a colossal library is a Class A husband material. I'm like, wow. Landon likes BB-8. We need to do an April Fool's stream where we come up with made-up attractions as one example. Huh. I hadn't thought about doing anything for April Fool's, which is actually in just a few hours. By the way, don't fall for anything tomorrow that says the parks are opening. They're not opening. I wouldn't fall for anything that says the parks are closing permanently either. Here at OKC, we have C3PO. C3P, but no C3PO. Oh. All right, guys, we got time for one more question in this week's Q&A with me before we get to the interview with Chase. So who's got the last question for this week? Favorite parks. All right. My favorite parks in order are Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood, and Animal Kingdom last. Not because I dislike Animal Kingdom. I love Animal Kingdom. It's just my least favorite of the four. And that's going to about wrap up this week's Q&A. What's the best prank you've pulled or seen pulled? Okay. I've never been able to pull off a prank myself. I suck at pranks. But, let's see. Best prank I've seen pulled off. I don't know. The only pranks I really see are ones on YouTube. I don't think I've ever seen a prank pulled off in person. All right, guys. Let's head into our interview now with Chase. Chase is standing by. We're going to bring him in now. So, Chase, buddy. Hold on. I must click a few buttons here. Bring Chase in here. There he is. So, this is Chase Ross, guys. How you doing, Chase?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So, how are we doing tonight, Chase?
Well, I'm tired of the rain. It's raining again here at home, as it has been since Christmas. So, it finally stopped this afternoon, but yeah, pretty tired of all that. And it's cold again, too. It's like in the 40s.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, let's start this interview off right. Okay, so, guys, what we're doing here is I'm going to ask Chase some questions that I have written down. And then at the end of my questions, I'm going to open it up into the chat and let the chat ask him some questions. You ready for this, Chase?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So let's start with the very basic one. Chase, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
So I am Chase Ross, obviously, as my name says here on the little thing, which is cool. Live in Huntsville, Alabama. I've been living here for 6.5 years now. I think that's right. Can't remember. It goes by fast. Work in the healthcare industry, which most of you on the chat won't know what that is, but basically what I do is I run the heart lung bypass machine for open heart surgery. So I take over the function of the heart and the lungs when we do the heart surgery and stop the heart, and I take over the function of that so that they can fix the abnormalities of the heart and then start it back up again. So that's what I do for my job. And other than that, outside of work, obviously, big Disney person. Play golf, mountain bike. I have 2 dogs, who are not in the house with me right now because I'm currently at my parents' at my second hospital that I cover for my work. So I'm staying at my parents' house for this part of my job. So my dogs are outside, so I can't show them to y'all on the stream tonight. But it's about all I can think of off the top of my head. Anything else you want to know?
All right. So, Chase, let me switch this back here so people can see me now, too. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go through my questions now that we've got the introduction.
Sorry to hear that, David.
Well, first of all, hey, David, how you doing? So, and David, I'm sorry you had the health problems you do. I know I've gathered a little bit here and there, seeing you hanging out with Tanya on her streams. So on the front lines right now, pretty much with this whole, I don't really want to say it, but the thing going on right now in the world. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. So thank you for your sacrifice on this, by the way, Chase.
Appreciate it.
All right. So now, moving into the questions now. Now, my understanding is that you are a DVC member. So.
Yes.
I think we lost him.
I can hear you, but you're frozen.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, my understanding, like I was trying to say, is that you are a DVC member. So,
Correct.
is that true?
Yes.
So, tell me why you became one and when you did it.
So what really started it was, let's see. So we were at Disney for 4th of July in 2018. My family, my parents, my brother, myself, and we usually go 4th of July every few years. That's like our we've gone 4th of July for far back as I can remember. My dad's favorite time to go, and we all love to go in that time of the year too. So my parents had been in the Holiday Inn Vacation Club, and we actually they we called and booked a room at their club, which is right next to Animal Kingdom, and they told us, "Oh yeah, we have shuttles to the parks. You know, um, you won't have to have a car if you're flying down." And we had always driven down to Walt Disney World. Well, we decided for that trip to be the first time we would fly down because we can get some pretty cheap flights from here in North Alabama. And so we flew down. We take a Uber to, well, then we were told there's going to be a shuttle from the airport. There was no shuttle from the airport. So we had to get an Uber to the hotel. So then we get to the hotel, we check in, waiting on our room. And so we're asking them about the shuttle to the park. And they go, "Oh, we don't have any shuttles to the parks." So, so long story short, then we were debating, do we get a rental car or do we just Uber back and forth to the parks every day? And we're thinking, well, Uber back and forth to the parks shouldn't be that expensive because it's not very far. And so after a few days of anybody wanting to run, people running back and forth to the room, and there's no shuttles, so you're having to Uber back and forth every time. We're racking up a lot of bills for the for our Ubers, and ended up we always walked by the DVC kiosk and never had ever paid attention to them. We just walked by them. We're like, well, my dad never paid attention to them. I had been trying since 2009 to tell my parents we needed to join the DVC because we go so much that it would have made sense. And so ended up after we'd already spent like $1,000 on Ubers, which I know that's crazy because we were there for like 12 days, 13 days. It was a long trip. And so my dad we stopped at the DVC kiosk and we decided to go take the little tour at Sarasota, and or Saratoga, I mean not Sarasota, Saratoga. And so we went and did the little tour, and we got to looking at it and how much it would cost us, and how much basically you'd be paying if you come, at least once a year, every year, how much you'd be paying for a deluxe resort compared to what you really pay for deluxe resort. We decided to join on the spot right there, and we've already gotten several good trips out of it, and it was very hassle free. And you know, I mean, I think it's going to be something that I know that we'll go at least once or twice a year. We stayed on points twice last year. We stayed like 8 days in May. We stayed at Old Key West during Flower and Garden, and then we came back the week of Christmas. That was like a last minute trip. We actually booked that like maybe August, and then we stayed week of Christmas. We stayed at Polynesian Christmas Eve and Day. We stayed at I stayed at, actually not on DVC points. I stayed a day or two at Grand Destino Tower, which is great. I'd recommend anybody who wants to stay at a moderate, stay Grand Destino Tower. And then we stayed at Saratoga for the rest of our trip after Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So, but it was a really good decision, I think. And then we're already thinking about possibly getting more points just because so we can take even more trips if we want to. We were going to go to Alani this summer for a summer trip, but with everything going on, we just decided to cancel that. We're not going to go now. So,
So which resort is your home resort in your DVC? Is that Saratoga?
No, so our home resort is actually it is Copper Creek at Wilderness Lodge.
Oh,
We haven't
okay.
stayed there yet, but we've stayed at Old Key West, we've stayed at Polynesian, and we stayed at Saratoga so far on our points.
That's awesome, Chase. I'm very jealous. I really want to be DVC myself, but I don't have anywhere near the money to be able to buy in right now. Maybe one day. And I'm trying to figure out in my head what I would make my home resort. I mean, I'm half tempted to make what I would buy in for my home resort to be the Polynesian, but that's just me dreaming right now.
So sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat, guys. If y'all are asking me stuff, I'm sorry because when I'm talking, I'm not really paying attention to the chat.
Guys, I'm seeing your questions pop in. I will make sure we get them in at the end of the questions that I got when we move the questions over to the chat. So make sure you save them. We're going to get them in. All right. So tell me, how long have you been coming to Disney World, and when was your first trip?
My first trip was 1988. I was, or 1989. I was 4.
Do you remember any of that trip?
No, I don't remember that one. I do remember. I don't remember that trip. Because the first thing I can remember is my brother being born in '90 is about the first thing that I can remember back that far. And then I do remember our trips when my brother was like really young in the early '90s. I remember going. I remember we stayed at Polynesian, and then we stayed at the Contemporary or something like that. One of the two, I can't remember now, but I do remember going because I remember riding the Skyway buckets.
Oh my gosh!
Yes,
Throwback.
Yeah, spitting out of the Skyway buckets. Whoever spit out of the Skyway buckets, I got yelled at for doing that. So,
By your parents or a cast member?
My parents.
I believe that.
Yeah. I don't think the cast members didn't have to yell at me about anything. My parents would do it first. I was trying to remember some of the old rides. I had a discussion last night in our little mod chat. I was asking if anybody remembered Dream Flight, which was in Tomorrowland. It was like the mid to late 90s or something. I don't remember that ride personally. It's where Buzz Lightyear is now.
It was the ride that preceded Buzz.
Yeah, and it's used the same Omnimover track with 5 different rides, which I thought was pretty incredible. So
yeah, I remember you putting this in the mod chat last night too. I'm just like, I was alive during the time it was there, but I don't remember it being there. I only remember Buzz in that location.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I gotta ask, have you ever gotten a Galactic Hero?
Yes, we gotten double galactic during the Christmas party last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I've only gotten double.
Well, because during the Christmas party, obviously there's not a lot of people riding, so I had nobody in the cars in front of me, and the ride never stopped. It slowed down at one point, so I was able to get a lot of points on one of the guns, but I didn't. So I got like, I want to say I got like 400,000 or 500,000 on one gun on the robot, and then 300,000 on the other gun on the robot. And so then from that point, I maxed one of them out on the volcano, and I maxed the other one out on the bottom of Zerg's ship. So that was that was my first double galactic. But I do get Galactic Hero every time I ride, pretty much. It's like a.
You're like me. I've only gotten double Galactic Hero one time. I keep trying. I came close last time I went for it. I think I came within like 30,000 on the second gun. Just so close, but yet so far. All right. So tell me, what does Disney mean to you as a whole? The whole entire Disney company, philosophy, everything about it.
Oh my goodness, the whole company. I would say it means like, well, it could mean a lot of different things, different people. It could mean like, it's a family organization. It's all about being together with your families. But then again, you have people like myself where I go with my family, but I also go down take solo trips and go down by myself, and it's fun for me, somewhere for me to get away, be a big kid, but you can also be an adult at Disney. You can be an adult at Disney and doing a lot of adult things at Disney without having any kids at all. Um, and I mean, I love the Disney movies. I mean, I'm a huge Marvel and Star Wars fan, so Disney having that stuff is great for me because it's something. I mean, I can get on Disney Plus and I can watch shows for hours and not have to watch anything else. But so Disney as a whole, I think it's just family wholesome entertainment. I think would be one way to put it.
Yeah. So expanding that a little bit, what do the parks themselves mean to you?
Okay, so like I guess I could do them. I could do each park separately, probably. Like as far as Magic Kingdom, I would say Magic Kingdom is like the place you go to be a big kid. It's just that nostalgia because it's the it's the original park in Florida. Obviously, I've never been to Disneyland. It's on my list of places to go. I would love to go to Disneyland and just see the Walt's original park. That's I'd love to go see that. Just be there, be a part of it, to see a lot of the old attractions that are there. Um, some that we used to have at Walt Disney World that we don't have anymore. But yeah, like Magic Kingdom is just someplace you can just be a big kid, have a lot of fun. You know, I mean, watching the fireworks at Magic Kingdom. I mean, if you don't kind of get emotional during that, I don't know. I got to question you. I think. Epcot. You know, I was always as a kid. I was fascinated with Epcot because you could feel like you're visiting countries around the world, but not having to your leave your country. You could be on vacation, but you can see different parts of different cultures that you may never get to see. You may not ever be able to travel overseas. You may not ever have that kind of money, but you might can go to Disney World one time, go to Epcot, and see these great cultures. Eat some foods from those cultures. Then going there as an adult, you can drink stuff from those cultures. I mean, you can really appreciate the art of those cultures. You can appreciate the music of those cultures. And then of course, you used to say you could all the stuff about Future World. Future World, is a mess right now, but there's still some learning stuff at Epcot. It's not all gone yet. I mean, you still got. I love this. I love the Seas Pavilion. You can go in there and you could stare in an aquarium all day long. That's just a great spot. Living with the Land, excellent attraction. I love that because you think all those edible plants, the fruits and vegetables back there, they grow those and they serve them in the restaurants at Epcot. That's crazy. So yeah, Epcot's just about experiencing culture. Um, then you've got Hollywood Studios. I feel Hollywood Studios is just for, it's more feel like you're get to experience stuff from your favorite movies. Obviously Star Wars now. I mean, you've got, you can feel like you're in a Star Wars movie. If you ride Rise of Resistance, if you've never ridden Rise of Resistance, you got to ride that ride. It's the most amazing experience at a theme park I've ever experienced. I rode it 3 times during Christmas week last year. Amazing. Every time you see something you didn't see the last time you rode. You can experience. They still got the Indiana Jones stunt show there. It's been there for a long time. I love Indiana Jones. It's one of my favorite franchises. Outside of Star Wars and stuff like that. I love those movies growing up. Then you got. I love watching the Twilight Zone stuff. I love Tower of Terror. It's honestly one of my top 4 attractions at Walt Disney World. It's just a classic attraction. Hope they never change that one. Hope it stays there forever. But Hollywood Studios in general, it's more you got the Muppets there too. It's it's you're experiencing stuff from the movies. I feel like more or less at Hollywood Studios, and then of course the land, the theming when you come in the park and you've got that, early's, you know, early to mid 1900s feel walking up and down the streets. It's just incredible. I love that feeling. And the Animal Kingdom, obviously Animal Kingdom, all about, you know, animal conservation. You get to experience the different stuff, with the animals. Obviously, there's some great rides. You get to experience Pandora, the World of Avatar, which is, a great movie. And that Flight of Passage is, one of the best rides of Walt Disney World. But Animal Kingdom, I feel like it's more about the animals. You need to go walk down the trails, the gorilla trails. You need to walk down. You need to go ride the safari. Do a daytime safari, do a nighttime safari. Go to conservation station. Even though they've got the animation academy back there now, you can still see the conservation stuff. I mean, Animal Kingdoms, you really get to, get up and close with some of those animals, and it's a really, really great experience.
I definitely agree with you on that with Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is such a wonderful park in itself. I definitely have an appreciation for it I didn't have before I went the first time and really went and exploring in it. The gorilla trail that you were mentioning is just such a great way to see the animals.
Well, there's so much more. As Now that I'm older, when I was younger and I went to Animal Kingdom, I was like, there's not many rides here. I wasn't, let's ride the rides and leave. Now it's like I want to go experience the animals. I'm there. I want to go see the animals. I want to see them, because if you do, like I said, a nighttime safari, you'll see animals that are active during that. You won't see active during daytime safari, and vice versa. So, it's all about experiencing the animals in a semi-natural habitat.
Yeah. And that was the thing with me. The very first time I rode the safari was with Andy's Playground, and he vlogged it for his channel. And I remember telling him before we got on in the truck, I said, I don't care which animals we see as long as I see a giraffe and I see a lion. And I saw both, and that just made my day.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and they've got the baby giraffes that are still out there right now, which obviously the parks are closed. You can't go see them now, but it's really cool if you can see those baby giraffes. They're still so tall. It's amazing how tall they are and they're babies, and then how much taller they'll get when they grow up. Love the giraffes. It's one of my favorite things to see on safari.
All right, so let's see. I'm looking at my notes right now. So I got 4 quick rapid fire questions for you. Okay, so first of all, what is your favorite Disney film overall? Animated or live action?
Ooh, gosh, that's a tough call. Oh man. Wow, can I come back to that one? Give me a second to think about that. Oh shoot.
That's okay. It's okay. The mods in the chat, they can play the Jeopardy music while we wait.
Okay, so wow. Okay, if it's just overall anything that Disney owns, I would say Avengers Infinity War.
Infinity War. So you going with Marvel flick. That's cool.
Like overall, my favorite one. Overall favorite one.
Okay, if you had to choose a mainstream Disney film, not MCU, not Star Wars, not Pixar, but mainstream.
So you're talking about any, like, whether it's live action or animated?
Yeah,
Disney
yeah,
movie?
just sticking with the Disney label.
It's just the Disney label. I think the Frozen movies.
Going with the 2 Frozen movies. Now, did you like Frozen 2? Tom didn't like Frozen 2, and Tom thinks I'm crazy for it.
So you know what? Like the second watch through, I appreciated it more. The first time I watched it through, I didn't really. It was a little hard to, like, if you weren't really paying attention, you're trying to follow everything, and then when you watch it through again, I appreciate it a lot more. And honestly, there's some really great songs in that movie. Some really great songs. And I know you've said it more than once. It's more like a musical, and it is.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more on the adult side. No, it's still a kids movie, but it's a little bit more on the adult side. Especially
my point My
I
point is
love.
always
Oh, sorry, I shook the
Go.
table there.
been
So no, like the like Christoph's Lost in the Woods, like the '80s rock song. Come on, I
the
mean, that's
entire. The first time I saw that in the same theater as Tanya. The first time we saw, we were sitting in different parts, so we were in this theater at the same time, and the entire theater was just cracking up the entire time into the Lost in the Woods was playing.
yes. And the fact that the reindeers, the backup singers, it was just great. It was great.
I was trying to place it, decade wise. Was it an '80s style pop ballad or?
I think it's like an '80s. I think it was kind of '80s style. I think it was.
But yeah, my point has always been with Frozen 2 is that Frozen 2 is more Broadway, whereas Frozen 1 is more classic Disney musical with pop music.
Right.
And I appreciate Frozen 2 for that reason, that it is more Broadway.
And I'll say this: as good as Into the Unknown is in the second movie, what's the song that Elsa sings as she's going to
Show yourself.
Show yourself? Oh my gosh, that song is
That
great.
is my favorite song of the movie.
I was gonna say I think it's my favorite song in the movie too. Actually,
That is hands down my favorite Frozen song as a whole, probably.
especially as she's singing with basically she's singing with her mother at the
Exactly.
at the end of that. It was like wow, it was like crazy to think about that.
All right. So you named yourself your favorite overall Disney label film was the Frozen film. So let me switch that up on you. Your favorite mainstream Disney live action film with the Disney label. Are you going to go old school with like Old Yeller, maybe more modern with Saving Mr. Banks?
Saving Mr. Banks is really good. I think that may actually be it.
That's mine. That's the reason I mentioned it.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I think yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of good, live action Disney movies. There's a lot of great ones. Saving Mr. Banks, I think that's probably my current favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So let's go over to Pixar now. What's your favorite Pixar film?
Oh, I won't say original Toy Story.
You're gonna go the original Toy Story.
Original Toy Story. I think that's the epitome of Pixar. That's like I feel like that's like Pixar's pinnacle.
Yeah. Now, this is my jump, and I get these questions a lot myself, so I'm trying to answer them myself too. So, my personal favorite Pixar film is Inside Out. So
Okay.
I just like the concept of that one. But anyway, so you mentioned you're a Star Wars, you're an MCU fan. You mentioned an MCU film is your overall favorite Disney film, period. So I'll skip that question. But how about Star Wars? What's your favorite film in the Star Wars
So
franchise?
this is probably going. This will be controversial, I'm sure, for any big Star Wars fans. Well, it may not be. Rogue One.
Rogue One. I like Rogue One actually.
Rogue One, and I preface it with this: it's because of the version of Darth Vader you get to see, which is your favorite character you said earlier, because you get to see the Vader that we've never seen in the movies. That if you read any of the Star Wars novels or comics, the Vader that hunted down the Jedi, that's the Vader that everybody as a Star Wars fan wants to see on screen, and you get a small glimpse of it at the end of Rogue One. If you haven't seen Rogue One, you need to see it and wait to be impressed by the Darth Vader scene.
All right, I'm getting a ping from the chat. The chat wants to know, how did me and you meet? And
so we almost met at the final eliminations, but Aaron was not standing where Tom and Tanya and everybody else was. He was at another place, correct?
yeah, I was in Canada with Andy.
Yeah.
And his
So we
girlfriend.
almost met there, and then just I never got back up with anybody on that trip. Actually, we met. Was that my food and wine trip this past year, or was that Christmas trip?
Well, let's see. The first time I met you was right after I got my T-Mobile service, so that would have been like mid-December,
Okay, so that would have
mid to late
been
December.
my Christmas trip then.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that was the first time I met you in person. And before then, I had known you through Tom's chat, and because
right,
me and you are mods for him.
right. Yeah, I was trying to think. I couldn't remember what trip it was because I had like 3 trips last year, so they kind of all sort of run together a little bit. So,
All right,
um,
so let's switch back over the parks now.
I knew there was a food festival at Epcot. The problem was all 3 times I went, there was a food festival at Epcot. So,
Oh no,
and I met you at
that kind of
Epcot.
makes it. That kind of
Oh wait, you know what? Now I can remember because we met in front of the temporary Starbucks. So it was
yep.
definitely was December. Yes, I remember that now. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's switch back to the parks then. What is your favorite of the 4 Disney World parks?
I have to say now it's Hollywood Studios with Galaxy's Edge opening. That's my favorite one that I have been to. Like I said, I've only been to the Walt Disney parks. I have not been to Disneyland. I have not been into any of the overseas parks. That's hopefully one day will happen. I was thinking about wanting to do a Disneyland trip this year, but that probably won't happen now with everything going on. I just hope I can get back to Disney World at some point this year. That's what I'm hoping for. So, but yeah, Hollywood Studios is my number one. Like I said, with Star Wars, if you haven't been to the Galaxy's Edge, it's a really, really great experience. Yes, there's only two ride attractions, but there's so many great things to experience. The Droid Depot, build your own droid. I did that last year. That was a lot of fun building the droid. I have not done Savvy's workshop and built the lightsaber yet, but that's another great experience there. Obviously, this is stuff you have to pay for, so and it does get expensive. That's why I didn't do everything in one trip. But now there's a lot of interactivity if you have the Play app on your phone, Disney Parks Play app. There is a ton of interactivity in Galaxy's Edge with the app. You can actually go around and you can hack stuff in the land. You can interact with droids in the land. You can interact with ships and different things in the land, activate them, turn the sounds and lights and stuff on, play different games in the land. You can sit in the land. I mean, I spent my food and wine trip last year. I went to like the 6 a.m. openings of Hollywood Studios. Went to Galaxy's Edge like 3 or 4 days straight in a row at 6 a.m. And I was rode Smuggler's Run, like first one on Smuggler's Run. Then I went I stayed in the land for like 4 hours, just walking around, looking at stuff. It's just amazing to look at. And you can see different stuff. You can go as much as you want to go, and you can see new stuff every time you go that you might not have saw the first time you went. And then love Rock and Roller Coaster. Like just branch out the rest of Hollywood Studios. Love Rock and Roller Coaster. It's a great indoor roller coaster. Tower Terror, like I said, is one of my favorite attractions. I rode it 13 times in one night. Yes, 13 times because it's Tower Terror. It was either DVC Moonlight Magic or it was After Hours. One of the two. It was either one time we did it 10 times and one time we did it 13 times. And we were trying to do it the 13 times. I was like, just to be 13 because it's Tower Terror. And we literally had the cars to ourselves at one point in time because everybody was going to ride Slinky Dog at that time. Guys said you weren't open yet. Everybody's going to Slinky Dog. We literally had like Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower Terror ourselves. We just kept riding them over and over and over again. That was so much fun. If you've never done After Hours at any of the parks, if you ever have a chance to do it, I would say do it because if you're not going to the parks every day, but you want to get a lot of rides in, do an After Hours because then you can get a lot of rides in a short amount of time.
I definitely agree. I love After Hours. Now I haven't done it in any other park but Magic Kingdom, but I do love it at Magic.
I have not done a Magic Kingdom one yet. I've done it at I've actually only done it at Hollywood Studios twice. And then I've done the DVC Moonlight Magic, which is their free event where they shut the park down for like 6 or 7 hours for DVC members. I've done one at Hollywood Studios and I've done one at Epcot. And that's a little perk if you're a DVC member. They only do it a couple times a year at each park, but it's a little fun thing to do where they shut the park down. Kind of like after hours, you get some ice cream sandwiches, some sodas, some popcorn, water. Then you can ride the attractions, and then they bring out special characters which you don't get to meet normally, which is pretty cool.
All right. So I got to ask you, what are your favorite rides at each park, and which one of those is your favorite ride at Walt Disney World as a whole?
Okay. Oh, let's see. So, well, I've already said Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios, and that's my number one ride at Walt Disney World. Period. End of discussion. Animal Kingdom.
Fair enough.
Animal Kingdom's Flight of Passage, definitely, and that's probably my number two. I definitely say it's my number two ride. Then so Epcot would be. So I loved the old Crash Dummies test track. I don't like the new test track as much. Do like Frozen Ever After though. Frozen Ever After is cool. I think the Olaf animatronics are really, really good in Frozen Ever After, and the Elsa animatronics pretty good too. And you just kind of they got a lot of good effects in that ride. Even though it used to be Maelstrom, I know it's the same as that ride. They just rethemed it, but that's probably my favorite ride at Epcot currently, probably till Ratatouille opens, and then I'm sure when Ratatouille opens, that will be my number one at Epcot until Guardians opens, and then that'll probably be my number one at Epcot. And then Magic Kingdom. So
Don't disappoint me,
Magic
Chase.
Kingdom is tough.
Don't disappoint me, Chase.
Magic Kingdom is tough. I love the I love the mountains. I know what your favorite one is, and that's definitely that's you may be disappointed. I don't know. Honestly, I'm going to say Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom because I just think it's just a classic Disney ride. I think it's just classic, old school Disney dark ride.
I can respect that opinion.
Though. I just love that ride. I mean, first off, the stretching room. You start off with the stretching room, and is this room actually stretching? I mean, it gets you right there, and I would love to experience the Disneyland version of that because the stretching room there actually it's an elevator, and it takes you downstairs to the so you can go underneath the railroad track at Disneyland. Cool fact if you don't know that. So yeah, that would now Haunted Mansion. It would not be in my top rides. Like I would say, if I had my, are you going to ask what my top like 5 rides are, or do I need to name those in this?
I think you can if you want to. I wasn't going to, but go for it.
Okay, so like I already said, Rise of Resistance, Flight of Passage. My number 3 ride is Tower of Terror. That's my number 3. Number 4 is probably Slinky Dog. And number 5, I think, is Expedition Everest. I think that's my top 5.
Now, Expedition Everest is my favorite ride at Animal Kingdom. And tell me, do you ask for a special row in Everest, or do you just let them put you where they want you?
I didn't used to, but now I always want the front row.
Hey, twins! I always ask for front row.
I didn't used to. I didn't do. Obviously, you're getting a single rider line. You're just wanting to ride it. If you got a fast pass for it, you can walk through there. You can kind of ride wherever you want to ride. And then I got put on the front row like 2 times in a row, not asking for it, and I had never been on the front row. And when that happened, I was like, it's front row every time now. It's a completely different experience in the front row than it is like if you're back in the car, back on the train. It's just completely different.
Yeah, what I love about it is mainly it's that opening portion where you just leave the station, you're going down those little small hills because you go over the hills first and you gotta wait for the back end to catch up, and then you get like that burst of energy. And I just like that.
It's not traditional like the lift hills are not your traditional ones where it like slips and pops and you're going pop 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 pop. It literally like it grabs you and it continues your momentum up the hill, and you don't have that like stutter that you have on a lot of roller coasters because they designed it to be like if you're on a train, the train's not going to stutter and pop as it's going up a hill. It's just going to continue on. So they designed it to work that way.
Yeah, definitely love that about it. It's a very smooth coaster.
It is, and I love the backwards portion because you feel like, am I going upside down? Because you're in the dark and you're sideways going around the inside of that mountain. You're wondering, am I upside down? You almost feel like you do go upside down almost. But I love the fact that you go forwards, backwards, forwards. That's like, you just don't do that on like any coasters. You don't change directions that many times. There's a few coasters out there that you do, you'll go forwards, backwards, but you're constantly doing that in one little spot. You're not literally going throughout the ride, changing directions on different portions of track. It's crazy.
Now that track switch mechanism, have you ever watched it?
I have, because when you're in the front, you can see it.
Because it literally flips over on itself.
It does. It flips. You would think it would just, like a regular road track, you think it would just slide over. No, it flips completely.
It like rotates.
Yes.
So I have to ask, because you said Haunted Mansion is your favorite ride at Magic Kingdom.
My favorite overall ride at Magic Kingdom, just for the sheer, just the Imagineering, the overall story, and it's a classic Disney Dart ride. Everybody loves Mine Train. Everybody runs to get on the Mine Train. I like Mine Train, don't get me wrong, but it's just not. I don't feel like it's not as immersive as the Haunted Mansion. It's immersive, but it's not as immersive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
It's not a long ride. Mine Train's not a long ride. It's not. It's very short, actually. Don't get me wrong. I love Space Mountain, and honestly, that Christmas overlay at Space Mountain, that was like the best overlay ever at Space Mountain. I agree. I would ride that 100 times in a row, not get off the thing.
Yeah, my question was going to be about Space Mountain. How do you feel about it? And you just answered the question.
I love Space Mountain. I mean, I would like to experience Disneyland's, because I know that they've replaced the track in the last 15, 20-ish years or whatever. Mm-hmm. I would like to see how smooth theirs is. I know my brother went to Disneyland in January. He was on a work trip, and they went like one day to Disneyland. And he said that the track is very smooth, which is also, the cars are designed differently. You're just, it's like 2x2 cars at Disneyland versus Magic Kingdom here.
You got the bobsled style.
The bobsled style. But that track is just so rough. It literally jars and throws you around, and you feel like you're going to die at any moment. The Halloween overlay, where it's completely pitch black, that was the scariest ride at Disney World. That's the scariest ride at Disney World. If you ride Space Mountain with no lights.
I've only done it once.
normal Space Mountain, you got a little bit of lights. You can kind of see where you're going. The Christmas overlay, you had a lot of lights. You could see everything in there. So you could see where you're going the whole ride. That Halloween overlay, where it was pitch black, that was the scariest ride. That's the scariest ride at Walt Disney World, 100%.
Yeah. I see people who put their hands up on Space Mountain. I'm just like, you don't want to do that.
No, because I always feel like I'm going to hit something. Because everything is so close when you can see it with the lights on, which I have ridden it one time with all the lights turned on in there. That was kind of cool and kind of not cool, because you can see the whole thing. So
I rode it one time. It was me and about 2 or 3 other friends, and the people mover lights were on, and we were going through, I think this was the Omega track, and so the people mover light kind of lit it up kind of well, and you just hear him every now and then go, oh no, this is so not cool. Just getting freaked out by how close the track was to him, because he could actually see it.
So I was just looking at the chat really quick. Disco Yeti, they got to fix that sometime. But when the Yeti moves, going back to going back to Expedition Everest, like apparently the Yeti moving causes structural damage to the entire mountain. So until they can fix that, they can't turn the Yeti back on, unfortunately. So we're stuck with Disco Yeti and for probably a long time.
I have never seen Yeti in A mode, so
I remember it moving years ago. Like I remember it like maybe one time moving, and then I remember it not moving with no strobe light. I think it was just like a light shining on it. And then I remember, and then they added the strobe lights. I think I may be remembering it wrong. Don't quote me on that. But
all right. So moving on here. What is your favorite Disney snack?
So classic Mickey ice cream bar.
You know, the traditional one on the stick.
Traditional one on the stick. That's like the first snack I have to have when I go. That's like the one.
Now, I know I've told the story before on my channel, and my dad's actually back in the back. Maybe he's going to come out and yell at me for telling the story again. But I don't know if I've told you. Basically, we did an after-hours event at Magic Kingdom one night, and you know the snacks are included with that.
Right.
So we actually went over to the stand next to Haunted Mansion. He got a Mickey bar. I got a Coke, and we stood over to the side so he could eat his Mickey bar real quick. He opened it up, took one bite, and immediately the rest of it just fell on the ground. And
go ahead, sorry.
And to this day, I still tease him over it. So I will buy him everything I can with a Mickey bar on it just to kind of tease him.
That's funny. I haven't had that happen. My dad had it happen to him one time. He took I think he took 2 bites of his, and it was like one of those days we were down there 4th of July week, and it was so hot, and it literally like he took and it just the whole thing just like slid completely off the stick, and it was just there. It was the lady just handed him another ice cream. We were like right beside the ice cream bar stand. She just gave him another ice cream bar. The cast members, she just said, here's another one. so
the only reason we could laugh at it the way we did is because it was after hours, and we knew that he would absolutely get another one for free. So it's the only reason we could laugh. Otherwise, he'd probably been a little upset. But I'm pretty sure the cast member would have been, the pixie dust, like you said.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So okay, so what is your go-to food at Disney? Not necessarily a snack, but
right.
Restaurant. What is your go-to?
Go-to food. So you want to do like a quick service and a table service?
Do a quick service and a table service.
Okay. So quick service. Ooh. Honestly, I want to say, man, it's not even open like hardly any anymore. I always loved Tomorrowland Terrace. That was always one of my favorite quick services. And of course, when's the last time that thing's been open?
I don't remember the last time it was open. I honestly never
used to remember
it's never open.
I used to remember it always because we always went on the fourth being the busiest time of year. It's like always open during that time of year. And that was one of my favorite. I just thought that was just loved it because it was space themed. They even because they still had the pressurized mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise things over there like they have over at the cafe around the corner.
Yeah.
I just love that one. But now, so my current, I have to say my current favorite one that is actually open. Actually, I think Satuli.
Yeah, that seems to be Tom's favorite. It seems like
it's just for what you pay and the quality of the food. For a quick service, I think that's the pinnacle of Disney's quick service. To be honest, I think Docking Bay 7 is very good too. That's quick service. The food is good. I've only had like a couple. I've had like breakfast at Docking Bay 7 one time, and I had lunch there one time, and both meals were really good. I was impressed with both of them. Favorite table service, probably Ohana.
I've actually never eaten at Ohana. There's only a handful of table services that I've actually eaten at. And let's see, I've done Be Our Guest, and Be Our Guest is okay. It's not my favorite of the ones that I have done. I did Liberty Tree Tavern just before the parks closed. Tom treated me to it. Thank you, Tom, by the way, if you're watching. And I thought that one was pretty good.
Yeah, well, Liberty Tree's good. I mean, we ate there. Of course, they have the family style like Thanksgiving dinner, right? And I mean, it's definitely very good. Like I said, Ohana's my personal favorite. My favorite table service in the parks, if I wanted to divide it up like that, Ohana would be my favorite one in the resorts so far that I've eaten at. Which I haven't eaten all of them, but nowhere close to all of them. My favorite table service in the parks would probably be Le Cellier. You can't beat that steak. It's definitely not cheap, but
I obviously never been to Le Cellier.
it's man, the steak and the soup. I mean, the cheddar soup. Oh my goodness, with that bread, you just can't beat that.
So I have to add the third category here. What's your favorite character dining?
Favorite character dining. I have not done a ton of character dinings. I mean, I've got a list of the ones that I want to do. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have done Chef Mickey. I mean, Chef Mickey's good. The food quality is just okay. I have to say, I actually did Crystal Palace. I guess it was May last year. That was very good, actually. We were pretty impressed with the meeting the Pooh characters, and the interaction with the Pooh characters were very good, and the food was very good. Garden Grill. Oh, Garden Grill. Man, I didn't think about that. Garden Grill. Man, the interaction with Chip and Dale. That was one of my favorite interactions with characters. Chip and Dale at Garden Grill, and the food was great. Food was really good. I think that would be my favorite one that I've been to just because of the character interactions. I mean, food out of them, a lot of them, the food's just okay. Like I said, I haven't been to a bunch of them. Let's see, I haven't been to the Ohana one. I haven't been to Breakfast Ohana. I haven't been to that. I haven't been to the ones at Grand Floridian at all. So
I've heard a lot of good things, especially from Tanya and Tom. I've heard a lot of good things about Artist Point.
I haven't eaten there either. That's definitely on my list of places to go. If I ever get to stay at Copper Creek, that will be definitely on my list when I'm there. Yeah, I think that those may be the only ones that I've ever eaten. The character dinings I've ever eaten at.
Yeah, the top of my list for trying out a character dining, because I've never done a character dining, but the top of my list right now is Hollywood and Vine at Hollywood Studios. I've heard things about the food, but it's not necessarily about the food for me. It's about
right, about the character interaction,
about the characters, and they've got all the characters that I want.
Right.
All right. So right now, assuming everything with the what pans out and starts getting better, when is your current next trip planned?
Well, it was May, but now I don't know how that's going to go. So that's and you can't book anything in May right now. Disney World, the earliest they're letting you book is June 1st, because that's what they've now. I don't know, maybe it'll open before then. I mean, we're all hoping that it opens before June 1st. But in the event it doesn't, my next one that I have planned is middle of September that I have planned. I want to go sooner than that if I can. So the sooner they open back up, I may just take a quick 3-day trip or 4-day trip down. Something quick. Go, just do a few things, little getaway, and then come back just to get away. Because obviously, if y'all been here the whole time, like I said, I work in healthcare, so it's very stressful right now. I mean, I'm pretty much working home. I go out to the store if I need a few things, but I'm trying to avoid interacting with people because a lot of people aren't taking the stuff. I don't want to get into the discussion of all that, that much. So a lot of people aren't taking this seriously, and maybe some of you don't watch the news or you don't believe the news. I will say that from other friends I have in healthcare in certain areas of the country, it's very, very serious, and everybody, you need to take this very serious and just do what you can to stay safe. And hopefully, if we all do our part, it'll blow over quicker than it currently is. So that's all I'm gonna say. I won't say anything else about it. So
I will definitely agree with you on that. People need to be practicing their social distancing and self-isolation where necessary. And that's about where we're going to go on that, because YouTube is being quite strict on their taking down of videos with that.
Right. That was just my little soapbox. Just wash your hands, people, and stay 6 feet away.
All right. So now we're going to shift gears here. We've been answering my questions. Let's shift this over to the chat. Chat, it is your turn. Do you have any questions for Chase? Let the delay come through. So while we're waiting on the chat to catch up and send a few questions to, first of all, Chase, I want to thank you for joining me tonight for this.
Yeah, no problem.
I think we've had a good time here. I know the people.
Yeah, it's kind of a breaking up the monotony of just. I've watched so many hours of YouTube the last couple of weeks. I tell you what, I'm a really good cook now because I've watched a ton of cooking videos. I've been experimenting with sous vide. If anybody doesn't know what that is, look it up. It's a good way to cook anything perfectly. I'll tell you that. I made some really good steaks last night. I was very impressed with what I did last night. So, yeah, I've been watching a lot of cooking videos.
All right. So we got some questions here now. Let's start with this one. Kim Stolworthy wants to know, what is your fondest memory at Disney?
Fondest memory about Disney. I think my fondest memory would probably be with, probably, I guess it was, I can't remember if it was late 90s or if it was early 2000s, but when it was, me and my parents and all my grandparents. So my mom's and dad's, but all, parents, all four, all both from both sides. We were all down there together, one trip, and that's probably my favorite memory. That's the only time we ever had everybody all together at Disney, and that was fun.
That sounds like a good memory to me. Family is important, and I've told the story a few times now, and I wish I'd gotten that one last trip with my mother before she passed, but unfortunately, it never happened. All right, so Michelle wants to know, since she already asked me what my top 5 favorite Disney princesses is, she wants to ask you the same question. What are your top 5 Disney princesses?
No particular order. Just gonna throw them out there. Ariel, Belle, so does Anna count as a princess?
She's not in the official canon princesses, but I'll count her if you want to count her.
Anna would be in my top 5. Man, it's tough. Just gonna go with my top 3. How about that? Because my other ones are, I don't know, it's so close. I don't want to
If you want to go just with top 3, I don't think anyone's going to fault you for it.
Yeah, let's just go with top 3 because the other ones are have 5. I could put right there in the last 2 spots. So I don't know. It's kind of tough.
All right. So your next question is from L. L wants to know, what's your favorite thing about Alabama?
Other than the fact that I was born and raised in Alabama. I like that. I like that it's that I don't. I like the being not having like any really large cities. Actually, I mean, our biggest city is Birmingham, and it's not that big. People from Alabama who live here their whole life and never lived in Birmingham will say it's really big, but Birmingham's not big. So I like the fact that we just don't have any very large cities. I mean, they're all still not that big. So it's still very. You have parts of Alabama that's just you can drive and drive and drive, and you're not really in civilization. And I love that part.
That's a fair thing. All right. So Michelle has another question for you. Michelle wants to know how. I think we actually touched on this one, but how old were you when you first went to Disney as a child and then as an adult?
Well, if you count adults as being 18, so as a child I was 4. Let's see. Hold on. Would have been 2004. Would have been because I'd have been 19, so that'd have been my first adult trip.
All right. So Samantha wants to know what is your favorite Disney character in general?
Favorite Disney character in general. So, Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda for sure. I wish I'm not at my house. I have this really cool drawing that I purchased from an artist who was donated all the money he made off the drawing to charity for it was a children's hospital. But he did a sketch. It was just a black and white sketch of Baby Yoda. It's a really cool little sketch. It's like a 9x9, little 9x9, like a black and white sketch. And I wish I could show it to you, but it's at my house, and I'm not at my house currently. So that's really cool. If I'm ever on again, I could show that. It's a neat little. I just love the sketch. I actually am ordering a couple of 6x6 prints of Baby Yoda. Like one as a Baby Yoda as a nurse, one of Baby Yoda as a doctor, and then the third one is Baby Yoda eating a Mickey pretzel. So and they're like $12 a piece. They're not very expensive, but I just really like this artist's drawing abilities, and this one's a different artist from the other guy, but she paints hers, and they're very good. So I'm ordering a few of those from her. Actually, while we're talking, I might can pull one up and put it up to the camera and show people.
Go for it. Well, while you're looking that up, you can probably answer this question too. Jeff wants to know if you were a Disney character, who would you be?
If I was a Disney character, who would I be? Like as far as you could do that different ways. Like as far as my personality, or as like just wanting to be a character. Like I just wanted to be a character. Honestly, I'd probably want to be R2D2 because how many cool things has he done over the course of 9 movies and all the cartoons? He's like the most versatile, coolest character in Star Wars. You think about it, because he's in the middle of all the action, and they're supposed to wipe his memory, and they never wipe his memory. So he literally has remembered. He literally knows everything that's happened in the entire Star Wars timeline from Episode 1, Phantom Menace, all the way through the newest movie and Clone Wars cartoons and everything. He's been in like the middle of a majority of it. So,
and what are the odds of that? All right, and the last question on the night, we're going to wrap it up with this one, is from resort budgeting, have you considered moving to Florida?
Definitely 100% yes. That is in my hopefully 5-year plan. Hopefully it can happen sooner. We shall see. But yes, I want to move somewhere close to Orlando. Obviously for Disney, but also I like going to Universal. I love Harry Potter stuff, like stuff outside of Disney. I've been to Universal a few times. I've only been to the Harry Potter lands once each, but their level of theming is on point with Disney as far as the Harry Potter stuff. I mean, they did great. and they've got the new Jurassic Park, Jurassic World roller coaster they're building that they haven't officially announced, but they're building. And there's so many great theme parks in Central Florida that you can go to. Plus, I'm a huge golfer. There's a lot of good golf in Florida, and and honestly, even though I live in Alabama, it's not that far away. To me, the winter gets cold here. Like in the winter, and the weather's crazy. Like 2 days ago, it was 85, 89 degrees here. Today, it was like 40. So I get tired of these giant swings, which I know it happens in Florida too, but it happens for a longer period of time here in Alabama than it does down in Florida. And
Florida,
the
you can literally have the
winter
entire
winter
season.
weather for Florida is a lot more mild than it is here. It gets sometimes. I mean, we get snow here usually at least one time every winter, and I don't like the cold. I'm not Elsa. The cold definitely bothers me.
Yeah, with Florida, you can during the winter you can literally get all 4 seasons in 4 days.
That happens here in Alabama a lot in the springtime. I mean, it'll be in the springtime, before May. It happens a lot here, because like we'll have when y'all were doing the live stream whenever last week. I told y'all I couldn't pay attention because we were under tornado warning, and I literally had a tornado heading supposedly on the ground heading towards my house. Luckily, and it turned and went down Tennessee River, and it may or may not have been on the ground, but that was scary.
I believe that. I'm happy you
That
came
happens
out
a
of
lot.
that.
It happens a lot in North Alabama. People don't maybe not know that, but North Alabama is in the top 5 place for tornadoes in the United States. We're called Dixie Alley. We have a ton of tornadoes up here, and we don't have them just in the spring. We have them in the winter. We have them in the fall. We have them in the summer. We literally have them all year long.
All right, so I do want to ask you one more question, and because I forgot to include it, what's your favorite non-Disney franchise?
My favorite non-Disney franchise would probably be James Bond.
All right, that's a good round answer right there.
Huge Bond fan, and that could have gone Star Trek because I'm a huge Trekkie too. Like I said, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I love both, but Bond and Harry Potter is probably like my next ones, and then Star Trek's in there too. That'd be my 3 outside of Disney would be those 3 right there. But Bond for sure. I've been a Bond fan since I can remember. My granddad was big into James Bond. I remember as a kid watching those movies with him, and just love the action. Sean Connery as James Bond. That's classic. Roger Moore too. Both of those.
And I think my favorite Bond film is Living Daylights, to be honest.
Oh, and I found that I was going to show.
Yeah.
If I can get my phone.
And
So this is one of those. I don't know how well it comes across. This is one of those drawings that I want to get. Obviously, you can see the person's name there if you want to follow this person. She cannot sell them on her shop because Disney made her take them down, but she does sell them outside of her shop, like personally. And here's the other one. This is Baby Yoda as a nurse. So, and then there's another version of it. I don't see. Scroll over to it. She did that one recently with all the stuff going on. And the one she did both of these, the nurse and the doctor, with everything going on, just as kind of a little tribute to the nurses and doctors out there that are on the front lines. So I wanted one of both of those to support her, and I just thought they looked cool. And then, real quick, if I can find it really fast, is the one with the Mickey pretzel. She did a series of Baby Yoda eating Disney snacks, and here's the Mickey pretzel one.
that is so adorable.
Yes. So I was like, I gotta have that. That's like, I gotta have that. So anyway, so yeah, that's the Baby Yoda drawings that I'm ordering. So.
All right. Well, Chase, when you go to Disneyland, hopefully I can save up the money. Me and you can go to Disneyland together because I've never been to Disneyland myself.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would love somebody to go with me. So I'm just not going by myself because that would be a trip I want to go definitely I want to go for a few days, do everything at Disneyland, do everything at DCA. So
I'm looking forward to seeing World of Color. Definitely.
yes,
All
and
right.
maybe it won't be too windy. They can actually do the fireworks at Disneyland.
Agreed. All right. So before we wrap it up with Chase here and the stream, I completely forgot to show y'all my Magic Band tonight because I still wear a Magic Band even though these are home streams. I am wearing. Oh wait, let me turn it the right way.
Good
We've got
choice.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway tonight to go with the shirt because I am. All right, guys. So we're actually going to switch back over here to the. This internet connection has been giving me fits all night. Oh well. Anyway, can you hear me, Chase?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you so much, Chase, for joining me tonight. And here's what we're actually going to do. I actually just thought of this during the stream. So, surprise mods. Chase gets to choose who's next in the hot seat.
Oh.
Who's next in the hot seat next Tuesday?
Let's go with. What about Cargo? Let's go with Cargo.
Cargo's in the hot seat. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Chase, for tuning in, for being here for the interview. I hope you all had a great time. I will see you all on Saturday for trivia night and movie night with The Lion King, the 1994 animated Lion King, right here on my Disney Netflix. But until then, we'll all see you real soon, and may all your dreams be magical. Good night, everyone.
Night, guys. Enjoyed it.